Three, two, we're live. Okay, that was fast. All right. Hi, everybody. We are the two Virgos back with you, Beck and Jennifer. And, I haven't said this in a while. If you say you don't know a Virgo, we are both Virgos. So you know us. You can say that you know one now, and we'll be your friend. And, okay, so today is August 18th, 2020. It's 6:02 p.m. And I don't know what the weather is outside. What's it, like 80 degrees out or something like that? And so today we have Wade VanValkenburg. Am I saying that right?
VanValkenburgh, yeah.
VanValkenburg. Okay, so we're sitting chatting with Wade VanValkenburg, Beck and I. So if you have any questions along the way for Wade, please ask them. I've already said I don't know a lot about politics, so I'm pretty much going to let him take the reins and do the talking, and I'm sure him and Beck will have a lot to talk about because I don't know enough to even ask questions. But I know that Wade is the member of the Green Party, and he's a resident of Lockport, New York. And I think you have previously run for mayor, and do you want to talk about that? The other thing I wanted to mention, until I talked to you, I didn't know that there was 4 presidential candidates. So do you want to...
Yeah, I heard you say that afterwards. There are 4 presidential candidates in this election. A lot of, I'd say 80-90% of people only know about the 2, Biden and Trump. But there's also 2 others. Actually, there's a female running for president under the Libertarian Party. Her name is Jo Jorgensen. I'm not endorsing her at all, but just giving you awareness of that. The candidate that I'm endorsing is also a part of my party. His name is Howie Hawkins. He actually ran for governor in New York State the past few times. Third party, like I said, doesn't get a lot of recognition, especially the Green Party, because the Green Party is actually this is kind of the reason why I joined the Green Party and other ways as well. But we are the only party that doesn't accept money from corporations or lobbyists. So this actually puts us at a really big disadvantage. However, this is the moral thing to do. Them Republicans and Democrats who accept this campaign finance money, they basically bought, and legislation steers the way of whoever's endorsing their campaigns. So big reason why I joined the Green Party is we do not take that money. We don't believe we should be working for a corporation. We believe we're working for the people.
That's good.
Yeah. That's good. So that's the biggest reason I joined. I mean, we have a big platform. I'll try to keep it simple. Basically, we have a thing called the 4 pillars, which is democracy, ecology, social justice, and peace. Basically saying that the people need a safety for social justice, like jobs and renewables. We can create millions of jobs, and with sustaining our own energy, just like Nikola Tesla talked about with energy that's provided through renewable means. So that's really what we fight for. We also fight for a thing, it's for democracy. It's called ranked choice voting. Now, this is basically, a lot of countries do this. They call it preferential voting. But out here, in a couple different states and cities, I know some school boards do it. It's called ranked choice voting. Meaning, so I'll just give you an example. There are 4 candidates in the election this year, for president election this year. So what you would do in ranked choice voting is you would vote your first candidate, your second place candidate, your third place candidate, and then the 4th one would just be the 4th. So what that does ultimately is whoever gets 50% of the vote wins. But that's hard to do when there's 4 candidates and everybody knows the candidates. So what happens is, so let's say, Jennifer, chose um, you chose Trump, and then you chose as your number two Howie Hawkins, let's say, who's running under the Green Party. And then you chose Biden, and then Ferguson last. So let's say Trump didn't get enough votes to get that 50. Whoever's last place, then votes go to whoever voted for second place. So basically, even if your vote doesn't win, potentially your second choice might win. That's ranked choice voting. That's something we really push because many countries are already doing this, Australia being one of them. Yeah, so it's more of a democracy where if you got to vote your first choice, second choice, third choice, you would tend to learn more about the candidates as well.
Yeah. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so ranked. I thought you were saying rent. I thought it had something to do with paying rent. But you're saying ranked choice. That makes a lot of sense.
Ranked.
So if you see, I'm looking away. I'm just taking notes on what you say. I'm listening to you, I promise.
Mm-hmm. We go more about into the Green Party's platform. Like I said, ecology, where we really want to create them renewable energy jobs. It's really a necessity to clean up our environments and not damage our environment, especially because we can get energy in so many sources that doesn't pollute like the energy we get now. And we want to stop them emissions and create a sustainable future for our kids and our grandkids and their grandkids and grandkids, so on and so forth.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
What and you know what? Yeah, Beck, what do you think?
I'm just listening. I went and I read your keynotes. I went and looked it up, and it was really interesting. It was everything you said. It was, So I'm just listening. I want to hear everything.
Okay. Speaking about green energy jobs is really how I believe we could possibly get out of such a depression, maybe like we're looking for, like you want to call it that. Definitely not. Economy's not doing too great. So and outlook doesn't look great at all, especially when we face the pandemic we're currently still seeing. I really believe that energy can get our country back up and going, and not have to rely on other countries for the
definitely
they just get from them, and we can sustain America right from that service alone. So it's not just that, though. There's social justice that we fight for, believing that taxes are fair, believing that you see services for your taxes that you're paying for, and basically just a safety net almost, where you work 40 hours a week, you're going to be struggling to pay your rent and mortgage and still have food on the table. That's really what we fight for as well. It all goes back to them renewable jobs. We can create this and turn our country around.
So I have a question. So
it takes innovation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Definitely. No, I was gonna just ask you, these green energy jobs, are there any other than, all I know about is like solar panels, but don't the solar panels, don't they really destroy
I'm sorry, can you repeat the last part?
I said the only green energy jobs that I know about are the solar panels. And you drive around Lockport or Heartland, anywhere, there's all kinds of signs that say to
we have
down.
We have wind power out in Bliss. It's little just outside Niagara County. We also have wind power in Lancaster area. So yeah, there's other forms besides solar, and actually, what I think would be possibly a great alternative to that, especially because we live in Lockport. I don't. I used to say that we could use our canal system for hydroelectric power. I actually think I found a better service to accomplish what I have in a way to fix our city and in my mind, anyways, through numbers that I think what I believe in is hydroelectric power, and that actually being run through our water department. And it could potentially, depending on how many turbines we have through our water system, we could potentially like be a municipality for electric, where just like Akron, New York, they're a municipality where we're using NICEAG, paying them 9-10 cents a kilowatt hour, while Akron has their own energy service through their little town, and they're paying 2 cents while we're paying 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Big difference. So there's ways we can go about it. It's going to cost money. I'm not going to bullcrap you. But if all we say is we can't afford it, then we're never going to be able to afford it. We actually need to have the mindset and how we can afford it right now. How can we afford it? Can we get some grants? Can we get some? Can we just save up for the city to make this an investment? Because what this ultimately does as well is it cuts costs for the consumer, it will cut costs eventually for the city as well. Big time. There'll actually be revenue coming in.
Yeah. So I didn't know that Akron has their own. What does Akron use then?
They partner with a couple they partner with the abbreviations is MEUA, Municipal Electric Utility Authority. Sloan, New York has this as well. I'm trying to think of the third place, but it can't come to my mind right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're using solar. They're using a couple different sources actually. They're using solar and wind.
Oh, that's interesting. My husband works in Akron.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Actually, in Akron, for that area, it's only the village that gets it. So the town of Akron doesn't get that service. In Akron, it's only the village that gets that service.
Yeah. Wherever Waiting Door is, that's where he works. So whatever Waiting Door is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know the boundaries myself. But yeah, so basically we're just trying to, the Green Party is trying to make a clean energy place where everybody can really have jobs, prosper, and not destroy our environment with what's currently happening.
Yeah. Well, we're from Niagara Falls, Beck and I, and so we know a bit about the hydropower and Mr. Tesla, my favorite person. Actually, on my website, I have him quoted. I love him. And
I actually named my dog Tesla.
Really?
I did.
That's
one of my
awesome. Yeah. Nikola Tesla is the man. I love him. But I know that he wanted to harness the energy of the earth so that everybody would be able to use it, and he just found out that humankind is harnessing it to make bad things happen to harm other humans of humankind.
And it's really sad to see how Tesla he died in a hotel room all alone. And this man could have been the the richest man in the world, but he didn't want that. He did it he did it basically for humanity. Yeah, and it's great to see what happened in Niagara Falls when it did. Tesla didn't accept a dime from that. Basically, he was just glad that somebody listened to his idea in Westinghouse, and who made the hydroelectric for Niagara Falls. It was all Tesla's idea. But it's they wanted to many people wanted to get rid of Tesla, obviously. Like, you show a smarter way for us to get energy, and these big energy companies are already so powerful with the money they make. So that's what we're fighting. That's what we're fighting still. But yeah, Tesla's a hero of mine.
Yeah. Well, good. You're a good man. Okay. I think that's awesome.
My other dog's name is Einstein. So
Really?
there's another cool scientist.
Oh, yeah.
Not as cool as Tesla, but
as long as you didn't name him Edison, it's all good.
Right. It'd probably be a stolen dog if it was a stolen dog. No, I'm just kidding.
You're right. He took the other dog's food. Yep. Yeah, let me fix my thing. Yeah, so the wind power and the hydropower.
Basically, renewable energy, a non-pollution source. We've been fighting for that for quite a while. And one of our other pillars, I said we have 4 pillars, so I went through the social justice about the safety net, democracy, ranked choice voting, ecology, the renewable energy. What am I leaving out? Peace. Yeah, we believe in, self-explanatory worldwide peace.
Yeah, so that's something that we need right now. Oh my Lord. Because there's anything we don't have right now, it's peace happening. It seems like the closer we get to the election, the presidential election, it seems like it's getting more unpeaceful.
I'm nervous about either candidate. I see either candidate, being diplomatic enough to try to get us out of it. And that worries me with both main candidates that are in the election.
Yeah. Well, did you watch Michelle Obama last night when she said this isn't the time to be throwing your votes away on candidates that aren't even in the, did you watch that last night? Because she said this isn't the time.
I did not. I turned it on for a minute, and I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I will watch it. I know I should watch it. I'm just very extremely upset with that party. And just as I am with both main parties, but especially locally, how I get lied to and stuff like that. So I'm trying to create I try to create democracy, even if I don't like what you have to say. I'm going to respect what you have to say. Others just they don't believe in that democracy, I guess, or they don't want to work together. That's a problem we have. You see the Democrats and Republicans just constantly fighting with each other. Some things they might agree on, but you wouldn't even know they agree on it because they can't get over a ridiculous argument. It's the most unprofessional thing ever. And at least, we get a third-party person in there. We can get through the nonsense. Basically, be the leader to recognize both Republican and Democrat the decisions. That will help move forward the economy with not polluting and all the stuff we just talked about.
Yeah, you're very smart about this stuff. How did you find out about this Green Party? I mean, how did I make it 48 years? And I'm like, Green Party, what? How did you find out about it?
Um, well, the Green Party's been around in America since the 70s. So before I was born. I, 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 I grew up, I was, geez, 9, 10, 11 years old when I found out that I was related to a president of the United States of America, Calvin Coolidge, in my family tree.
It's
At that young age, it just gave me such a want to know more, and it just became such a interesting hobby that once you learn something, another thing stems from that, and history and politics and economics really just I don't know, maybe it was born into me. I just loved it since such a young age, and my daughter really has that as well. So I think she'll kind of be the same.
Yeah,
Such a
that's
political
nice.
minded.
Yeah, I think you're an old soul. So I think this isn't going to stop now. I mean, you're going to keep being driven to find out all these things, you know.
Yeah,
So
and like I said, um, third party doesn't really get recognition, and many people ask me, why are you going to stay in a party where you know you can't win? You're not going to win the elections, especially big elections. I'm actually hopeful about if I do run in a smaller election, like mayor again or alderman. There's a good possibility. Obviously, if I run for president of the United States, a third party candidate isn't going to win. But there doesn't mean that the fight shouldn't be fought. Because we're fighting for democracy, and it's really sad to see that so many people don't know that there are them other parties. It really just shows the two parties having a stronghold on our media, on everything. So it's unfortunate, and if there isn't people to fight against it, it's always going to happen. So, even though we might not win president this year for this election, if we quit, we'll never win. So maybe maybe in 40 and 50 years, the word gets enough around where we can win.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? So we have a Facebook user who says, "Oh yeah, let me just throw this out there because this is also on YouTube." And I was sure to say this: if you're watching this on YouTube on White Light Mystic, like and subscribe. Like, subscribe. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe. Thank you. Okay, so this Facebook user says, "Hi Wade, I'm really excited to see you on another podcast." So maybe that was because you were on Citizens United. I think you have me convinced to vote for Howie. I have one last question. Personally, is he a good guy? Any potential scandals?
No scandals that Howie's a great guy. No scandals that I know of. He helped him and Jill Stein, the presidential candidate in 2016, who went against Hillary and Trump. They came out here. I talked with them. Helped me a little bit with my campaign, and just as I was endorsing and helping them. So I don't believe any scandals. I mean, he's a really good guy. Used to be he's a retired postal worker, which brings up something new now because of the postal service. Yeah, Howie, he ran for governor in the last 3 elections out here, and he was founder of the Green New Deal before the Democrats took it away and made it their own plan, and it didn't go through Congress. Howie's a great guy. He has really fought hard for the Green Party, and I respect that.
That's awesome. There you go. They got your answer, Facebook user.
Yes.
If they don't put their names in and give StreamYard permission to use their names, all we see it is Facebook user. So that's really awesome. So
Yeah.
now
Howie Hawkins is a great guy. I recommend everybody to look up both candidates that aren't really being talked about. And once again, that's Howie Hawkins for the Green Party and Joe Jorgensen for the Libertarian Party.
yeah, and you know what? So Joe Jorgensen is also, if you know music, so the band Slipknot. You know Slipknot.
Yeah, I know.
So
I actually went to a Slipknot concert in Toronto when I was like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
It was insane.
So same name. That's cool. That's saying
Okay.
something.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
like I said,
Alien Jorgensen. No. It's Alien Jorgensen, and it's Joey Jordison. Joey Jordison is from Slipknot. Alien Jorgensen is from Ministry. So, right?
Okay.
You said Jorgensen, right? I'm
I
just
know.
Libertarian candidate.
I'm just
Jorgensen,
clarifying.
right? Jorgensen or something.
Yeah, it's Jordison.
The Libertarian candidate Jorgensen. It's even though she has the name Joe, it's J-O, but it's a female.
Yeah.
And
The equivalent of the singer of Ministry, which means nothing to this conversation. But you brought up Slipknot being
Okay.
Jordison, and I'm like, wait a minute, hang on, because it's Jordison, not Jorgensen. Sorry.
I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I hope I'm pronouncing this lady's last name right. But it's look it up. It's try to sound it out. I don't know. It sounds like that one. I'm not a libertarian, even though like libertarians and Greens have some ideas that kind of go together. There's just something that always pulls us apart, and that's how everything is going to get paid for. We're more realistic, while they just believe in absolutely no taxes. I mean, we need taxes. If we don't have taxes, we're not going to have a police force. We're not going to have a fire department. We're not going to have to be able to fix the roads. But we need to, I'm pissed about taxes as well. Like I'm sure like everybody is. It's just we're not seeing the services for our taxes. So that's really upsetting. Which
Yeah.
I'll agree with the libertarians when they say that taxes are ridiculous, but at the same time we need taxes to just better reallocated so we can have some good services in the city or in town, wherever we are.
Yeah, definitely. So that was Robin Rustino, John's wife. Hi, Robin. But yeah, so that's where I saw you, was on Citizens United. So they're on Wednesdays. I'll throw that out there. On 6 o'clock Wednesdays on the Yowawa network. Mm-hmm. And now I know what I call that. So
yeah, they're John and Chris and Peter over there, they're all great guys. Yeah. Robin as well, helping, amazing wife. John must be happy, yeah. So great guys.
Yeah, they seem like it. And I think we're gonna get to meet them in person tomorrow. So that's awesome.
I'm looking forward to meeting Chris, because when I listened to their show, we had people laughing. Like, it was a good show.
He's not gonna be there.
Oh right, yeah. Chris won't be there tomorrow.
No.
It's
not tomorrow.
John and Peter.
Oh, next time or sometime.
So
be where?
I don't know. He's not going to be there. It's going to be John and Peter tomorrow. So, but
I hear there's a challenging guest tomorrow as well. So I'm actually very interested in seeing that episode. I'm looking for some good entertainment.
Did they get somebody to call in and discuss with them about, that they were endorsing Joe Biden 100%?
Yeah, she said they got somebody.
Oh, good.
She posted that they did get someone. I mean, that was a couple days ago. They may have changed. I don't know, but a couple days ago.
Yeah. I'd like to hear what that person has to say too, because everything is just so crazy, like angry now. Oh my God. Like there is no seeing the other person's side. And, even me, most of the time I'm middle of the road, because like I was telling you, is that because I'm in the UAW, so they really push the whole Democratic thing. And, you know, I like my job. I like my health insurance. So I kind of go with that. But then I also wonder, you know, if I wasn't there right then,
They don't let you listen to they try that, especially that uh, when the union, it seems like, you know, they try to real, like, it's almost they're forcing the Democratic vote on you. Um, and
they,
it's sad, especially because when I ran in the mayor election for Lockport, I mean, it's like I couldn't even go near the building. I would love to talk to all the union workers. I actually was a long time ago, before Brunners had a union. I was working there, and you know, I was trying to get the voice out why we need a union at Brunners. And before the union vote, I was actually fired. And I think it was because I was so outspoken for the union. Let me tell you, I'm right there with you. But there's a party that will keep us away.
yeah, yeah, I can't complain about my union at all. I really like my union. Like I said, I really am liking my health insurance. That's awesome. And, you know, I like the UAW. I like getting free t-shirts, you know, bring it down small things. I like little bits here and there. Throw me a bone. I'm good with that. But yes, when it does come election time, they really do. They don't tell us who to vote for, but they make sure that we know who they want us to vote for, because these people are going to be taking care of the union. And, you know, that's just kind of how it is. And I know that I'll speak for myself. I can't speak for anybody else. But when I was in the booth and I voted for Obama the first time, I broke out in a cold sweat. I was so against it. I was so against it in my heart and my soul. I was so against it because, I mean, he was a great speaker, very eloquent speaker, but there was just, I don't know, something in me was telling me not to go that way, but I did it because I'm UAW. So, and he won, and it was all great. Everything was good.
Um, I was I was tricked, I guess, voting as well for Obama. I left because of Obama's atrocities. I mean, the change that he talked about, like, change that I seen was just basically more militaristic, more bombing of countries that we're not even at war with. Um, I left in the Obama administration from the Democratic Party, and then I went to the Green Party. I actually came back. I didn't re-register. I wasn't even allowed to vote for the person in the primary who I was working for, because I still was a registered Green. But I came back because I truly believed in Bernie Sanders in 2015, 2016. And I worked my tail off for the man. And let me tell you, I almost cried during the DNC convention when he just allowed a rigged election to happen against Hillary Clinton. And you know, it kind of just basically reminded me why I'm not in the Democratic Party, and why I'm glad that I was still a registered Green while I was working for Bernie Sanders. You know, it woke me up. And yeah, so I've ever since then. I mean, like, I just can't. How could anybody really support a party that a lot of their vote really doesn't matter? Got to just say it. Bernie won every county in West Virginia, who a super delegate for the Democratic Party votes the opposite way, and Hillary gets more votes. That's not democracy for you when one person in a state can veto everybody else's vote, basically. So that's why I left the Democratic Party. And the Republicans don't have a thing called super delegates in their primaries. The Democrats do, and they take advantage.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Mm.
Something to look into. Yeah, like super delegates don't exist in the Republican Party, but they do in the Democratic Party, and that it kind of makes sure they want whoever the establishment wants is going to get elected.
Oh, okay. Because I'm writing this down. Super delegates. All over Google. And I have some friends who are really strong, liberal and democratic people. And I was hoping that they would, pipe in with some questions, super delegates, but I don't see anything yet.
No
So,
worries.
okay, yeah, no worries. No worries. I'll just pretend I know more about politics than I do. So let me ask you, when you decided to run for mayor, how did you
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, how did you decide to do that? Because were you scared?
Yeah.
Well, what happened in the election, it was a special election because the mayor at the time, McCaffrey, she resigned, and there had to be a special election. There was a primary election. During a special election like that, you have to be whatever candidate has to be nominated by the county or the state party. So it was unexpected but I was nominated by Erie County, Niagara County, and New York State Green Party to run in the special election for mayor. So yeah, there was no time to prepare. It was just like nominated. Okay, awesome. Yes, I accept. I got 2.5 months, not even before the vote.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
Well,
right. So it was an honor.
Yeah.
I had been
That's
helping
awesome.
the Green. I've been helping the Green Party for a while. I do a lot in Lockport to help in any way I can, really. Um, so yeah, I was honored, and I really I had to go out there and get the votes that I got because a lot of people don't know what a I can't get somebody to fill circle in that green name unless they know who I am. A lot of people will just vote Republican because they're Republican. A lot of people will
oh
vote
yeah.
Democrat because they're Democrat. So I actually had to go earn them votes, and I did. I got my butt kicked. But I did receive the most amount of votes a third party candidate ever received running
That's
an election
awesome.
like this in the court.
Yeah.
And I'm encouraged because a lot of people have came asking if I'm running again, and there's some people who said really the thing that really wants me to keep going is a couple people came to me and said, it's unfortunate you didn't win, Wade. You were the first person I ever voted for. So, and that was
Yeah.
coming from younger kids. So, I was like, man,
Yeah.
okay. Even though I didn't win, it was still, it's kind of almost like a little movement,
It's freaking
like
awesome. Like
it's just
there's
it's people powered politics,
yeah.
we don't want the big money. We just want what's best for the people. So yeah, that's why I'm gonna. If I believe there is a strong possibility that I will run in the next mayor election. We're talking almost 3 years away, so. But I believe that I will maybe possibly try it again.
If you see it, you can be it.
And this time I'll actually have more than 2.5 months before the general election too.
Sure.
So
It'll be
it will give
awesome.
me more time to. Yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah, and not running. I'm not running for me. I'm running to fix the city. I believe we just need a lot of innovation to really get our city going. Promote tourism. Get small business back because just up in the town over there, Walmart's killing small businesses for Lockport. So we need to
Yeah,
do something. I recommend tourism with I don't know if you guys came when we had the concert series out here, but it was awesome. We could, bring
Yeah,
that back along
that's why I
with
saw Queens right.
fun pass or like on our Canada boat and discounted meals, stuff like that. Like how Niagara Falls, Canada does their fun pass on Clifton Hill. I recommend
yeah,
Niagara Falls to do the exact same thing. We basically go to the city website where you could get a discounted fun pass throughout the city and do the fun things in the city at a cheaper price. It'll help the city a lot.
yeah.
So it just takes little things like that to really get stuff going. And I
Fun too.
really hope to see. I hope to see some leaders lead.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I was telling you about when I volunteered at the Salvation Army. So it must have been that McCafferty
Yeah.
that you're talking about because I had just moved to Lockport. I didn't know anybody from anybody. So, but I was
Mm-hmm.
volunteering at the Salvation Army, and people came in with cameras, and there was this woman all dressed up, all pretty, and to the nines, and was slinging. Well, not really. I was slinging the mashed potatoes with the big spoon and the gloves, and I had a hairnet on and everything. And this woman came, looking like she was Hillary Clinton, next to me, and I think you need to wear a hairnet. Like, I didn't know who it was. And the people were taking pictures of her and everything. And so that must have been who it was. I didn't have a clue. I just knew I had to wear a hairnet and big gloves.
She was mayor for a while in Lockport. She like I said, resigned a year before. A year left in her office. She received the job as the CEO of the hospital in Lockport. Yeah, that was the whole reason the special election needed to happen.
Okay. Because one of my friends was the president of the union or something, the nurses and stuff. She was a big name over there. So, okay. So, Beck, did you have any questions?
No, just
You
listening.
don't want to answer?
No, he's answering them all. Like he's just going right down the line.
Sometimes I assume so much, like just because I've been in this and so long, especially with the Green Party, I sometimes I just assume that people know the stuff that I know, and sometimes I apologize ahead of time if I start talking about something that you would have to know something ahead of time beforehand. Sometimes I tend to over explain. I'm sorry.
No,
But
right. That just made me look something up. That just makes people do research, which people should do anyway.
Right.
And look stuff up and get their own opinion.
Like I said, I hope I've given you guys some things to think about and do that research on the candidates that you don't know about. I know a lot of people they tell you not to vote for that third person candidate. Like, you're throwing away your vote. You're making this guy win instead of that guy win. They'll tell you all of this, but I'm still I know for 99.9% that me voting for Howie Hawkins, that he's going to lose the race. However, I could go home and sleep at night because I know that my vote wasn't for the the lesser of two evils. Like, I'm so sick of scare tactics and manipulation controlling people's vote. You should vote who you want to vote for. That's why we're fighting for ranked choice voting. So you could vote for your first place choice, your second place choice, your third place choice. So we had more democracy.
Yeah. That all makes sense. Well, let's see. So we got some Facebook comments. Okay, so this Facebook user says, from what I've seen, the Democratic Party wants everyone to mail in their votes on your return envelope if it shows you are an R or D. The R one won't make it to the. Won't make it to the poll.
It won't make it to the polls.
Mm.
Mm.
You know, there's reason to question. There's reason to question. I was in it was just over a year ago. I decided not to run in anything last year. I ran for mayor in 2018. I decided, I just had I have a 6-month-old child now. So obviously, like I had to be where I was needed. So I decided not to run in anything last year. And if a green or libertarian or whoever doesn't run in an election, there's a thing called an opportunity to ballot, where you could vote for that Democrat or Republican on a green line or a working families line or something along the lines. Like, you notice when you go vote sometimes that you see that name for whoever you're voting for a couple times on the ballot. It's because they got different ballot lines. Basically, what happened, since I wasn't running, or no green was running around here, Republicans and Democrats tried to open up the line and, sometimes sign up their friends or family members to become registered Greens, so they potentially get one extra line to vote for in the general election. I've seen this happening. None of them people who were doing it reached out to the Green Party. So what I did was, a friend of mine and me and a couple other people went there and voted, and we all wrote my name in. I won as a write-in candidate for 2 primary elections, for Lockport City Treasurer and Lockport City Alderman at Large. And I didn't do this to run in that election. I did this because them Democrats and Republicans who were running under these things never seeked out Green Party, the council, whatever chairs. They just did this, and kind of it seems almost fraudulent, but it's not. So it stopped them people from doing it. Here's where it gets crazy. I had to, when the votes originally came out, it didn't say my name for any of them. And for example, the Alderman at Large, Democrat had 2, Republican had 2. Not many people went and voted for the Green Party. Me, my wife, and that one friend beats that. It's 3. I went there after the results, and I showed them this. Like, you counted all my votes as scattered votes. I won the election, and how are you going to debate it when there's only a few people that voted? They, after showing this information, guess what? I won. They nominated that I won the election, so now I could choose between the 2. But what the saddest thing there is, I had to prove I won an election to win an election. If I wouldn't have went there and showed them how I know I won, because they're writing, because people along myself as well wrote my name in. If I wouldn't have went there and said that, the results would have been different.
Yeah.
So that's, to answer the Facebook question, I'm sorry I went on with it for so long. But, it's scary because there's only Democratic and Republican counters over there at the Board of Elections. So I would say that you being a Democrat or Republican, at least you have representation there while the votes are being counted. The Green Party and Libertarian Party don't have that representation behind us. We're not over there at the Board of Elections. It's only the Republicans and Democrats. So I would say them mail-in votes that you're talking about, less likely, I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm saying it's less likely for corruption to happen when a Republican and Democrat representatives are there counting the votes. I would say it's definitely scarier for the third-party candidates. I had to show that myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wonder, so in the presidential election, I had this question say, maybe you know the answer to this. So I'm just wondering, so let's say when the new president comes in, you know, we'll go big politics just because it's on my mind now. I know this is not where you're running yet, but yet, see it, you can be it. But
That's right.
so let's say that the votes aren't all done being counted. If we have to have a mail-in election, like all mail-ins, so what happens then? Is it just default, or?
I've never. I mean, I think this is the first time ever going through something like this where they would have to be all mail-in. So I'm a little worried myself. I think. I honestly think this will be the most dragged out results for an election we've ever seen. You know, if you guys think you're getting the votes on the 4th or the 5th, I think you're dreaming, because this is going to be, it's going to take this, no matter who wins here for either main party, it's going to be challenged so much by the loser. I'm a little nervous on actually even going outside the day afterwards. You know, no matter what happens, let's remember to stay civil.
Yeah, very good. Let's remember, let's stay civil. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know, I saw somebody comment on Facebook earlier today, because, you know, if it's on Facebook, it must be true. So I saw somebody on Facebook say that, so if the ballots are counted, then that automatically scoots Trump out, and that automatically moves, is it Biden in? Because he's the one that was running against him. And then if something happens to him, then Kamala Harris is going to be the then she would be the president, and that makes Nancy Pelosi the vice president. If Kamala gets, is that how it works? I don't even know. I don't know.
So you're saying if Biden wins the election and something happens to Biden, then the vice president would be the new president. Yeah. You're right.
I don't know. Nobody knows, because we've never gone
either of the vice presidential candidates as well. So it's all that. I think all them people, and I hate to be so blunt about it, but I think them two main parties, tomato, they almost are all the same. They're not the change we need. So I'll keep fighting for that change, and, you know, like I said, I'll keep. And during this election, I'll be talking about Howie Hawkins.
Yeah. Oh no!
What happened?
I think he got lost. We had another question for him.
Dang, man.
Okay, Wade.
He'll come back.
Wade, click the. Hey, where'd you go? Hello.
I'm back on. All right.
Hi.
I don't know what happened there.
Left too. I don't know what happened to her. We were going, what happened? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? And I was going, Wade, if you can hear me, just click the link. And then she left too. And now she's back. What happened?
Oh my gosh. What the heck, man? There was something.
Okay, so
we got back on so quick.
Texans are talking to us right now about this election. It's all woo! It's getting crazy up in here. It's craziness.
Seriously.
Okay, So let's take it back down a notch. Okay, so Wade, how do you feel about Amazon now that you're discussing small business being choked out? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Facebook user.
Thank you.
Recently, and just a few days ago, Grand Islanders, the citizens of Grand Island, they turned down a warehouse for Amazon. Honestly, I think that is we need jobs. Well, obviously, we need jobs.
Mhm.
But the last thing I
Yeah.
want is unfair workplaces. I don't believe in monopolies. I believe that it is the Amazons, it's the Walmarts who get these tax breaks while we pay more in taxes than the richest families in the world. It's really unfair and it creates a monopoly. And it really stops that small business from having any chance of competing. I mean, like, you don't want to see, uh, you don't want to see us getting all these manufactured goods from China. We don't want to see that. But guess what? That's just happening. That's why the prices are as cheap as they are. And Walmart has Walmart and Amazon, who has all this money to buy them cheap products even cheaper because they're buying in such a bulk quantity, that small business has no way to compete when it comes to buying wholesale prices against these big
Yeah.
corporate monsters.
Yeah.
It used to be where GM was the biggest. We had the most workers in America. They were working for GM. It's not like that anymore. Our biggest employer in America is Walmart,
Yeah.
and they offers you can't get ahead. You're lucky if you could pay your bills. So for such a big business that makes so much money, um, to not really be able to afford another dime or two, uh, good riddance. Good riddance. I don't want I'd rather promote that small business where I'm going to help a family and their kids get to college or something like that, and we can't even do that anymore because we don't even see it anymore. It's like we're almost forced to go to Amazon or Walmart to get our goods because they killed the competition.
Yeah. So how ironic is it? So I'm General Motors and Beck is Walmart. What's the irony in that?
You can
I
say
wish both of you guys had more uh, rights, more union rights. And honestly, I think you guys are being taken advantage of. You see this with the strikes. The employees I'm sure you worked with, they have striked, which they did have the right to and should.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel about that, but sorry if your opinion differs from mine, but I really
I'm just
think
like,
it's the way.
Walmart, I don't know. Like I think my problem with retail, it's not even Walmart. My job's been good to me. Like I can't really say anything else. My job has been good to me. My job pays us pretty well, especially the new people starting. Bonuses and that they come, you know. So I mean, this is my personal experience. So
I you
and
know, I
I
wish you
just can't
guys
really.
didn't have to pay. You know, all dependent on circumstances as well. I don't know you guys personally, and I don't know how many, like, I don't know how many people you have in your family and stuff like that, that you have to support yourself. So that these would be, there's always some sort of like hurdle or whatever. Different case, different scenario, So yeah, it's a hard topic to talk about.
Yeah, well, I think it just
all
depends
depends on
on
who
your
you're talking,
perspective. Yeah.
right?
It depends on who your perspective and who you're talking to. My job has been very good to me. And, my manager's good to me. My other manager was good to me. It's like, whenever I've needed medical leave, they're like, hey, here, have at it. You know what I mean? There's never been and here's your job, waiting. Don't worry about it. So it's like, what am I supposed to say? They've been good to me. But I don't look to go further in that job. I don't, but I could if I wanted to. They're all about that. They'll promote you, but they will work you. I mean, it's not, there's a whole other side to Walmart. But with any job, it is like that with any job. You get to corporate level and you start dealing with managers who have an idea of what they want to do. And I think my biggest thing is the appreciation of my fellow humankind in retail, more than it is my coworkers or my managers or my corporate. I don't agree with everything corporate does or everything my managers say, but I'm not making that money. They're the ones that work their ass off to get to that position. They've been in the company for 25 years. That's why he's running stores. Why he's making the money. It's not for me to say, So I don't know. I just feel like I'm kind of harsh. Part of me is like, like there's a lot of being a worker. There's a lot of things I won't speak on, that I know about. But there's the other side of that coin too. I can pay my bills because I work there. And if there were more support for small businesses, and if more people supported small businesses instead of going to Walmarts and Targets and all those other places, it's again goes back to what I've always said. We have to come together because together we do better than separate. So you can divide us. I mean, they've divided us since the Roman days with pick a side. They knew division worked a long time ago. They understood that thousands of years ago is a way to control how shit goes down. So with that said, all we have to do is come together, and we could even beat that. So you talk, instead of talking about supporting your local business, go do it. Go do it. I don't want to pay that much for handmade. Okay. So then buy your Chinese made thing and then bitch about it in 2 weeks when it's broken, when that person who, you know what I mean? So there's like, what do you do? But I think my biggest problem with retail in general is people being ungrateful. So we need to start being more grateful and more supportive of each other.
What you just said on like what we can do. You guys are doing a great thing right now, and you guys are talking with community members, and I recommend. And I can I can recommend you guys talking to some local business workers who are doing some great things out here in
totally.
not only Lockport and County, because what you guys are doing with your show could really, and that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
No, I would love to. Anything to help. Anything to help push someone. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so I don't know who asked that question, but I'm hoping that it was my daughter because she told me that she was going to watch us today. And my daughter, I'm so proud of her. She puts her money where her mouth is because she worked at GM with me. And when she very first started working there, she said, "Oh, I'm going to retire from this place. This is awesome." And then she worked there for a couple of years and she said, "They can shove it." And she quit. And she quit just like that. And now she has a much better job, and she works at the aquarium of Niagara Falls. And she said, "Oh, trust me, I took a big pay cut," but she's working like around fish and around, you have to nurture the area. And, she put her heart on her sleeve.
So
if that was
her dream of hers to do that, like
my daughter Brittany just wants to make
it.
Yeah, that's what she does with my girls. I always taught them, just be the change. If you see it, you can be it, kind of thing. Because I'm the one working at GM, but I want them, how it is with your kids. You want them to do more.
Yeah.
What you did. And, by me working at GM is more than what my parents did and probably, what they wanted for me. So it's all, it's a snowball, and we progress as, the generations go on. So my daughter, Brittany, she quit working at GM and she bopped around to a couple different things, and now she's doing what her heart is telling her to do. So she works at the aquarium, and on a small scale, she's trying to make changes there. She wants to make changes for the city of Niagara Falls. She is very big into, let's try to work out, like recycling projects, and we can grow flowers, and we can get the community involved, and we can make the friendship rocks, and, people can donate money to paint a rock. And, she's got great ideas, very smart.
It sounds like she should be the leader of the Green Party.
From your mouth to her ears, I'm hoping she's watching.
She'd rock it. She'd totally rock it, dude. She would just be amazing.
No problem public speaking. She would be a great public speaker.
Awesome.
In case she ever,
I would love to meet her.
Oh yeah, she's cool. You would love to. She would just have to walk. She just has this way about her. You just can't even help it. Like you just can see it, and she's cool. She's so cool.
Yeah.
She would totally rock it.
Sounds like a leader.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she totally is. Like she could totally, she could totally do it. Whatever she's just that way. She's a good kid. Well, she's a kid.
About the recycling, she won't even have plastic in her house anymore. She won't drink out of anything unless it's glass or steel, because she's not about plastic. It does bad things to our bodies, and she doesn't want that anymore.
Right, it leaches toxins into us. It's bad stuff, man.
So
the petroleum isn't good for us. That's why I don't understand why people use petroleum jelly. It's right in the name. It's a carcinogen. It's bad. Don't put that crap on you,
Right.
But,
she is on. Hi, Brittany. I love you. She says,
is she watching? Hi, Brittany.
Was that you that asked that question, Brittany?
Oh, it looks so bad, girl.
I love you, Brittany. We just had this whole discussion about Amazon, because she was saying that Amazon, she's just very irritated with the whole Amazon thing. We are never going to get ahead if we have these big corporate, because I was saying, I was telling her how I didn't think she knew that Grand Island, ousted the whole idea of Amazon. And she was like, as well they should. So we got into the whole discussion, and so she knows about it, and she's on board with Grand Island. And I was saying, well, don't you think, this is like a new day. Don't you think we need to just jump on the bandwagon? Maybe we just need to roll with it. That's what it is. It'll work out. It'll work. And she said, no, it won't. It's not going to work itself out. It's going to your whole island.
I think your daughter might agree. I think the job focus should be on what I talked about in the beginning of the show with self-sustaining energy, renewable energy sources.
Yeah.
Oh, you with me. I love you too. And Emma and Clay love you. Ah. So her girlfriend and her best friend are sitting there. Ah. I love you guys too. Okay. So listen, so we have some other comments. We kind of got sidetracked. So this is after JFK assassination, LBJ and no VP. I should put my glasses on until he picked Hubert Humphrey and LBJ re-election. So I think that goes back to what we were just talking about. What happens if nothing's done?
Yeah.
So very insightful. Cool. And then, okay, so Robin says, it's Robin again. Great show, Jennifer and Beck. Looking forward to meeting you tomorrow. Great guest, Wade. Woo! Thanks, Robin.
Yeah, look forward to meeting you too.
Yeah, so we'll be down there at the next.
Great show. Thank you for coming on.
For sure. I definitely have fun tomorrow watching, meeting John and Peter and Robin there. Tomorrow they're gonna be. I'm so excited to watch Citizens United tomorrow. It's gonna be a good show.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know if we're gonna be there to watch the whole thing, like right there, so we get to see them as it's going down live, or if we have to go sit in the parking lot and watch on our phones. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know we have to be there a little bit early so they can let us in the building and building. Yeah, so I'll be leaving early to go pick up Beck from her house, and then driving on down to downtown Niagara Falls.
Yep. You're gonna meet some great. They're all great.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
Can't say that.
It's gonna be so much fun. So let's recap here. So we did find out what the Green Party is. You explained that very well. So Howie Hoff's the Green Party, And Jo Jorgensen is the libertarian. She's the female. She's the woman.
Right. Howie Hawkins is the green, yeah.
Howie Hawkins. Didn't I say that?
I don't know,
I'm
maybe.
sorry. Maybe I just said Howie.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
Howie Hawkins. That's for the Green Party. That's who you're voting for. That's your
That's
man.
who I'm endorsing. That's who I'm endorsing. Yeah.
Okay.
You could go to www.gp.org, and that will tell you a lot more as well. You could go to www.wadevan.org, and that could tell you a lot as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out on either of them sites. They're very quick to respond.
Okay,
Cool.
that will happen. So I was going to ask you, was the green as in environmental, but you clearly covered all that: democracy, ecology, peace, social justice, the ranked choice voting.
Yes.
I really like that idea.
Yes.
I guess I didn't even know that existed, other than unless you're bidding on a job.
Like it exists in president, like prime minister elections. It's happening in Australia. Overseas, they call things differently than us. They call it preferential voting. But out here, like when the school boards do it and stuff, it's always called ranked choice voting.
You know what? Preferential is a really hard name to spell out.
Right.
You're gonna text that. You gotta do spell check. Rank is so much easier. So right to the point. So the green energy jobs that we discussed, the wind power, hydropower, solar power, and the super delegates. Yeah, so we discussed that. So
we discussed a lot.
Yes.
We did discuss a lot.
Awesome.
I think this was very awesome. Do you have anything else that you add? What?
I'm sorry.
This went by so fast.
It really did.
Good conversations.
Yes.
I
know that
I can't think of anything else to really say. Maybe in the future, if you guys want to talk to me again, if something happens that you think I can discuss well, then feel free, shoot me an invite or something.
Oh, sure. And if you see me in Lockport out in public and I don't acknowledge you, it could be because I don't have my glasses and I'm blind as a bat without my glasses. So I'm not being rude. Just come over and tap me on the shoulder. Oh, social distancing. Give me an elbow.
Right.
It's the new norm. So I know that you have a YouTube channel because I saw it. I subscribed. I was looking up your when you had to go speak when you were running for mayor, and you are on Facebook. So if anybody has any questions for you, they can find you at those places, or is there more?
Yeah, you could, and the website as well, wadevan.org. That might be able to answer your questions for you. There's a lot more details on there. So you could reach me in a few places. I'm sorry?
Is it wadevan.org?
Yep.
wadevan.org.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you're seeing Wade right now, that's where you can find him. wadevan.org. Right down there. Right there. Okay.
There you go.
So we had so much fun. Thank you for our Facebook users who wrote in. Thank you, Brittany and Emma and Clay. Love you guys. Okay. So
good night, guys.
Fun.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
Okay. You don't have to hang up if you don't want to, but I'm going to end the broadcast now. So we'll be back next Tuesday at 6 p.m. and not sure what we're going to talk about. Who knows? Maybe we'll continue this. Who knows? It's a grab bag right now. So everybody have a good evening. Oh yeah, if you're seeing this on White Light Mystic on YouTube, like, subscribe, all that.
Yeah, I'm going to make a YouTube channel for the group tonight. So
sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, awesome. All right. Well, good night, everybody.
All right, thanks, everybody. Bye.
Everybody.